This video is about learning target 6, and as you can see at the top, you will need a calculator to complete these notes. So if you don't have one, please pause and get your calculator. And what we are working on today is estimating values in order to compare two or more irrational numbers. So you will be given at least two, but probably more, that you need to put in order from either least to greatest or greatest to least. So let's take a look at our notes. I have a number line up there just to remind you of the fact that the farther left you go, the smaller the numbers are, and the farther right you go, the bigger the numbers are. So let's take a look at the symbols and remind ourselves what each symbol is. So this symbol here is the greater than symbol. So you want to write that down. That's the greater than symbol. This is the less than symbol, and of course you know that is the equal to symbol. So the first example is 19 over 16, and remember that that means we are going to use division in our calculator. So please do 19 divided by 16 on your calculator and write the answer in the space below right here. You should have had enough time to type that in. You should have gotten 1.1875. And over here we have 1.18. So what a good idea is whichever one in decimal form has more digits, you should add zeros to the other number so that it has the same amount of digits. And that might help some of you compare these numbers. So this is 1.1875, this is 1.1800, and that might help you see that 19 over 16 is greater than 1.18. Do the next problem, 10 divided by 33. On your calculator, you should see 0.30 repeating for 10 over 33. And how does that compare to 0.3 that terminates? So if you think of 0.30 repeating, 3, 0, 3, etc., and this one is 300, you can see by comparing those two numbers that 10 over 33 is greater than 0.3. So for example 2, you should pause the video and try to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So the left-hand side is going to be the least, and the right-hand side is going to be the greatest. So go ahead and try that on your own. Pause the video now. Here are the answers, so check your work. If you got them wrong, fix them. And most importantly, if you did not get the right answer and you don't understand why, please see one of your teachers. This example you might need a little bit more instruction on. That first number is 2 times the square root of 19. So since the square root of 19 is an irrational number, what you want to do is type that into your calculator first. So do the square root of 19. You should all know how to do that by now. If you don't, please ask one of the teachers. Once you have that answer on your calculator, then you're going to multiply that by 2. So you type that into your calculator, practice that. It's an irrational number, so it goes on forever. We're going to round it, so I'm going to put approximately 8.717, and I'll round it 8. So that's approximately what 2 times the square root of 19 is. So that will help you with that one. Now what you want to do is take this 76 over 9, and you're going to write that as a decimal by doing the division like we have been for the past week. So 76 divided by 9 should give you 8.4 repeating. So once you have the decimal values, you should be able to write the answer. Now make sure you read the directions. It says from greatest to least. So this time the greatest is going to be over here, and the least is going to be over here. And we have 4 numbers, greatest to least. So now that you see the decimal values, go ahead and pause the video and try to fill in the blank spaces with the numbers. Hopefully you got the same answers I did. Please make sure to write the given numbers down and not the decimal approximations. For example, notice that I have 2 radical 19, or 2 times the square root of 19 in my answer. I did not put what it was approximately equal to. I put the original. So please, if you put the decimal form of this, or the decimal approximation, erase that and put the actual number that was given. All right, let's move on to the last example, which has a few steps to it. In this example, we have 3 different pizzas, and each of them costs $20. So we want to know what the best and worst deal is. What we need to know is the formula for the areas of each shape. So I will start you off with that. The formula for the area of a circle is A equals pi times the radius squared. The formula for the area of a square is area equals the side squared. And the formula for the area of a rectangle is, let's see, A equals length times width. All right, so now that you know those, we can start plugging in numbers. Let's go back to the circle. So the circle has this number 18 here, and 18 goes all the way across, so that's the diameter. So what we need is the radius, and you should know already that the radius is always half of the diameter. So the radius in this case is 9 inches. So we're going to come down to step 2. The area is pi times 9, because that's the radius, squared. Now it's time to plug that into your calculator. And because pi is irrational, we are going to have to round our answer. So let's round it to the nearest hundredth. Type that into your calculator. We're going to do pi times, and then 9 squared we should know is 81. Type that in. Please do it with me. You should get 254.47 if we round it. So that means that the answer is 254.47. We're talking about area, so it's square inches. So we need to compare that to the square, and the area of the square is the side length, which is 16 squared. So all we have to do is 16 times 16, or 16 squared in my calculator. So if you do that with me, you should get 256. And I am done with that problem. We just need to put the units. So that's 256 square inches. I'm going to need to move this down, but you have yours in front of you. The area of a rectangle is the length times the width, so that is 12 times 22. So the area is 12 times 22. You just type that into your calculator, and we get the area is 264. So there's no more to do there. So 264 square units. So each of these pizzas cost $20, and we want to know what the best and worst deal is. In this area that you have on your notes, I would like for you to write a full sentence as to which is the best deal and which is the worst deal. Now hopefully you came up with the same idea that I did. And that is the end of these notes.